everyone, my name is Wilda Pratiwi Aryadini Arumsari from Math Education in University of Singaperbangsa, Karawang. Today, I will try to dub some video of motivation speech. "26% on nature report part that the person you believe for 12th grader for the subtraction in math. In America, we had everything as an exceptional country. But does 26% sound exceptional to you? Raise your hand if you think as a country we need to do way better than this. I'm with you. We all need math for why so many kids go by us. It is because only 26% of people are hardwired from math, while 70% are not. After working with thousands of kids, I can tell you this is the key at all. Kids don't understand math because we've been teaching it at their humanist subject. But if we make math human again, it will start make sense again. You're probably wondering, how is math in every human in the first place? So think about it. Math is a human language just like English, Spanish, and Chinese, because it allows people to communicate with each other. Even in ancient time, people need the language of math to counter tragedy, to build a monument, and to measure the land for farming. This idea of math, the language, isn't actually new. A great philosopher once said, "The laws of nature are written in the language of mathematics." So you see, even Galileo agreed with it. But somewhere along the line, we're talking the language of math with about the real world around us. And we abstract that beyond this recognition, and that's why they get confused. Let me show you what it means. We'll see this third grade California math standard, and people make sense when 8 years old. Understand differentiation 1 over b as the quantity formed by one part when a whole is partitioned into b equal parts. Understand a fraction a over b as the quantity formed by a part of side 1 over b. And if you give this description to an 8-year-old, you probably get a reaction like this. To math expert, this standard makes sense. But to a kid, it's an absolute torture. I tell this example specifically because differentiation are the foundation to algebra, trigonometry, and even calculus. The kids don't understand differentiation in the elementary middle school because it had helped right away to ahead them in the high school. But there's a way to make subtraction simple and easy for kids to understand. Yes, just remember that math is a language and use that to further measure. For example, when I teach first grader how to add this subtraction, I start with the apple plus apple lesson. For say yes, 1 apple plus 1 apple, and people often say 2 with the party correct. Half down include the word as well as with the math of the language, but not just 2, it's 2 apple. Next is 3 pencil plus 2 pencil. You all know that pencil plus pencil, this gives you pencil. So everyone, how many pencils? 5 pencils is right, and the key is you including the word. I tried to submit with my 5-year-old niece in mode. After she's added pencil and pencil, I asked her what 4 billion plus 1 billion. And my owl overheard in the tension, she called and said, "Are you crazy? She's been kindergarten. How's she supposed to know 4 billion plus 1 billion? I'm done it. My niece Fineza counted looks up and said, 5 billions? And I said, that's right, it is 5 billions. My own stood at height and that because she didn't expect that from the 5 years. What you all have to do is take a language approach and math become intuitive and easy to understand. Then I asked her a question that kindergarteners definitely not supposed to know. What 1/3 plus 1/3? And she immediately answered 2/3. Such as you are wondering, how can she possibly know that when she doesn't know about the numerator and denominator yet? You see, she wasn't thinking about numerator and denominator. She solved the problem this way. She used one apple plus one apple as her analogy to understand 1/3 plus 1/3. So even a kindergarten can add subtraction. You better believe that our third grades can do it as well. Just for fun, I asked her an algebra question. What's 7x squared plus 2x squared? And then the 5 years correctly answer 9x squared. And she didn't any exponent rules to figure that out. So when the people say that we are either hardwired to math or not, it's not true. Math is a human language, so we have all the ability to understand that. We need to take a language approach to math urgently, because too many kids are lost and they are anxious about math, and it doesn't have to be that way. I work with an angry, frustrated high school student one who could pass the algebra because she only knew 44% of the multiplication fact. I've told her there's such a kind of word only knowing the 44% of the algebra. Holding me back, she couldn't pass her on public relations and she had no confidence in that. As the result, this teenager had confidence in herself. I've told her we have to start with the multiplication because one time all of you have it your part, everything gets easier and they will be having a fastback every happy ride in Disneyland. What do you think? And she said, okay. But she systematically learned the timetable in 4 weeks. And yes, even a multiplication has the language in a better than that. You'll be surprised how many kids don't realize 7 times 3 can be spelled out as 7 times 3. Which just means 3 7 times just like this. So many kids say this way deeply she realize that repeated addition is loud and inconvenient. So they gladly memorize that 3 7 times all this give it 21. The further teenager will at risk to dropping out, becoming fluent and confident in multiplication with the cane charger, because for the first time, she can focus on the problem solving instead of counting on the finger. I knew she's at the corner when she's figured out that 2 years early at $445 amount would cost you $10,680. And she's looking at me disdainfully and said, Mr. Polisa, that's expensive. At that moment, not having wonder caused a problem for her. But she looks giving a massive problem as the result to adult. As an educator, it's my duty to challenge kids to be tirely you with this challenge. Our country is stuck at 26% subtraction, and I challenge you to pass the number higher. This is important because mathematical thinking not builds your mind, but our kids needed to imagine and develop their further. Meeting this challenge can be as simple as apple plus apple. Insists that we teach math the human language, and we will get there sooner rather than later. Thank you. Thank you for watching.